Hello, and I'm Triumph Path. I'm thrilled to have you here today, as we delve into a topic that's both timely and deeply relevant, the illusion of perfection, breaking free from the myth of self-improvement. In today's society, we're bombarded with images of perfection at every turn, from flawless Instagram influencers to productivity gurus promising overnight success. The pressure to constantly improve ourselves can feel overwhelming. Get ready for a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and maybe even a little bit of liberation. Because today, we're breaking free from the illusion of perfection, and I couldn't be more excited to have you along for the ride. Chapter 1. The Myth of Perfection. The myth of perfection is the belief that we can or should be flawless in every aspect of our lives. It's the unrealistic expectation that we must achieve an impossible standard of excellence in our appearance, achievements, relationships, and overall performance. This belief often leads to feelings of inadequacy, constant comparison to others, and an endless cycle of striving for unattainable ideals. Ultimately, it creates a mindset where any deviation from perfection is seen as failure, making it difficult to accept and appreciate our own unique strengths and imperfections. The myth of perfection has deep roots in various societal, cultural, and psychological factors. Here's a discussion of its origins and impact on mental health and well-being. The origin of myth and its impact on our mental and well-being. Cultural influences. Throughout history, many cultures have idealized notions of perfection in different forms, whether it's physical beauty, moral virtue, or material success. These ideals are often perpetuated through literature, art, media, and societal norms, shaping our collective understanding of what it means to be perfect. Media and advertising. In modern times, mass media, advertising, and social media platforms amplify the pressure to conform to unrealistic standards of perfection. Images of flawless celebrities, airbrushed models, and curated lifestyles create an unattainable benchmark for beauty, success, and happiness. Social comparison. Humans have a natural tendency to compare themselves to others, and in today's interconnected world, this comparison is exacerbated by constant exposure to carefully curated highlight reels on social media. We often measure our self-worth against the seemingly perfect lives of others, leading to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Impact on mental health and well-being. Low self-esteem. The relentless pursuit of perfection can erode self-esteem, as individuals constantly feel like they fall short of impossible standards. This can lead to feelings of worthlessness, self-doubt, and a persistent sense of failure. Anxiety and depression. The pressure to be perfect can contribute to anxiety disorders and depression. Constantly striving for unattainable goals creates stress and overwhelm, while perceived failures and shortcomings can trigger feelings of sadness and hopelessness. Body image issues. The myth of physical perfection perpetuates body dissatisfaction and unhealthy behaviors such as disordered eating, excessive exercise, and cosmetic surgeries. This obsession with appearance can have detrimental effects on both physical and mental health. Perfectionism. The myth of perfection fuels perfectionistic tendencies, where individuals set excessively high standards for themselves and others. Perfectionists are often plagued by fear of failure, procrastination, and a chronic sense of dissatisfaction, despite outward success. Relationship strain. The pursuit of perfection can strain relationships, as individuals struggle to meet unrealistic expectations of themselves and others. This can lead to conflict, communication breakdowns, and feelings of loneliness and isolation. In summary, the myth of perfection exerts a pervasive influence on our lives, shaping our aspirations, beliefs, and behaviors. By understanding its origins and recognizing its impact on mental health and well-being, we can begin to challenge this harmful myth and cultivate a more compassionate and accepting attitude towards ourselves and others. Examples of how the pursuit of perfection can lead to self-criticism, anxiety, and burnout. Certainly, here are examples illustrating how the pursuit of perfection can lead to self-criticism, anxiety, and burnout. Self-criticism. Sarah, a college student, sets extremely high standards for herself in academics. Despite consistently earning top grades, she berates herself for any minor mistakes or shortcomings. If she receives a 95% on an exam, she focuses on the 5% she missed rather than celebrating her achievement. This constant self-criticism leaves her feeling inadequate and perpetuates a cycle of negative self-talk. Anxiety. John is a perfectionist at work, always striving for flawless performance in every project. He spends long hours meticulously checking and rechecking his work to ensure it meets his high standards. However, this constant anxiety about making mistakes and the fear of failure begin to take a toll on his mental health. He experiences persistent worry, restlessness, and difficulty sleeping, which interfere with his ability to function effectively. Burnout. Emily is passionate about her career in marketing and dedicates herself fully to every project. She regularly works late nights and weekends, striving to exceed expectations and impress her colleagues. However, her relentless pursuit of perfection eventually leads to burnout. She experiences physical and emotional exhaustion, loses interest in her work, and struggles to maintain her productivity. Despite her efforts, she feels like she can never keep up with her own unrealistic standards, leading to feelings of disillusionment and overwhelm. In each of these examples, the pursuit of perfection results in self-criticism, anxiety, and eventually burnout. By setting unattainable standards and constantly striving for flawlessness, individuals place immense pressure on themselves, leading to negative psychological consequences. Recognizing these patterns and learning to cultivate self-compassion and realistic expectations are essential steps in breaking free from the cycle of perfectionism and fostering greater well-being. Chapter 2. The Trap of Constant Striving. How the myth of perfection fuels a cycle of constant striving and self-improvement. The myth of perfection fuels a cycle of constant striving and self-improvement by perpetuating the belief that we must continuously seek to attain an unattainable standard of perfection. Here's how this cycle typically unfolds. Initial idealization. The cycle begins with the idealization of perfection, often influenced by societal norms, cultural expectations, and personal aspirations. Individuals may idolize certain traits, achievements, or lifestyles that they perceive as perfect or desirable. Setting unrealistic standards. Encouraged by the myth of perfection, individuals set unrealistic standards for themselves based on the idealized image of perfection. These standards may encompass various aspects of life, including appearance, success, relationships, and personal development. Striving for perfection. Motivated by the desire to meet these lofty standards, individuals embark on a relentless pursuit of perfection. They invest significant time, energy, and resources into self-improvement efforts, striving to close the gap between their current reality and the idealized image of perfection. Temporary achievements. Along the way, individuals may experience moments of success or achievement that temporarily validate their efforts. They may receive praise, recognition, or validation from others, reinforcing the belief that perfection is attainable and worth pursuing. Inevitable setbacks. However, despite their best efforts, individuals inevitably encounter setbacks, failures, or obstacles on the path to perfection. These setbacks may be perceived as personal shortcomings or inadequacies, triggering feelings of frustration, disappointment, or self-doubt. Renewed striving. Rather than accepting imperfection and learning from setbacks, individuals are driven to redouble their efforts in pursuit of perfection. They may adopt a perfectionistic mindset, believing that any deviation from perfection is unacceptable and must be corrected through further self-improvement. Continuous cycle. The cycle of constant striving and self-improvement becomes self-perpetuating, as individuals become trapped in a never-ending quest for an elusive ideal. Despite temporary achievements or successes, they remain dissatisfied and continue to chase after an unattainable standard of perfection. In this way, the myth of perfection fuels a cycle of constant striving and self-improvement, leading individuals into a relentless pursuit of an idealized image that ultimately proves unattainable. Breaking free from this cycle requires challenging the belief in perfection, embracing imperfection, and cultivating self-compassion and acceptance. Dangers of becoming obsessed with external validation and comparing ourselves to others. Becoming obsessed with external validation and comparing ourselves to others can have significant negative consequences on our mental health, self-esteem, and overall well-being. Here are some of the dangers associated with these behaviors. Low self-esteem. Constantly seeking external validation means relying on others' opinions and approval to feel worthy or successful. This can lead to a fragile sense of self-esteem, as individuals become overly dependent on praise and validation from others to feel good about themselves. Without constant affirmation, they may feel inadequate or unworthy. Insecurity. Comparing ourselves to others often leads to feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. When we focus on the perceived achievements, possessions, or attributes of others, we may overlook our own strengths and accomplishments, leading to feelings of inferiority or self-doubt. Jealousy and resentment. Constantly comparing ourselves to others can breed jealousy and resentment towards those who appear to have more or be more successful. This can poison relationships and lead to unhealthy competition, as individuals become consumed by feelings of envy rather than celebrating the success of others. Unrealistic standards. External validation and comparison often lead to the adoption of unrealistic standards and expectations. Individuals may feel pressure to conform to societal norms or emulate the lives of others they perceive as successful, even if it means sacrificing their own values, goals, or well-being in the process. Negative self-talk. Engaging in frequent comparison can fuel negative self-talk and self-criticism. Individuals may constantly berate themselves for not measuring up to the perceived achievements or qualities of others, leading to feelings of shame, guilt, or worthlessness. Imposter syndrome. Comparing ourselves to others can exacerbate imposter syndrome, where individuals doubt their abilities and fear being exposed as frauds despite evidence of their competence or accomplishments. This persistent fear of being found out can undermine confidence and hinder personal and professional growth. Decreased happiness. Ultimately, becoming obsessed with external validation and comparison often leads to decreased happiness and life satisfaction. Constantly measuring ourselves against others' standards or seeking approval from external sources detracts from our ability to find fulfillment and contentment within ourselves. Becoming obsessed with external validation and comparing ourselves to others can be detrimental to our mental health and overall well-being. It's essential to recognize the dangers of these behaviors and focus instead on cultivating self-compassion, self-acceptance, and authentic self-expression. The importance of setting realistic goals and focusing on progress over perfection. Setting realistic goals and focusing on progress over perfection is essential for fostering personal growth, resilience, and well-being. Here's why it's so important. Attainable targets. Realistic goals are achievable and within reach, providing a sense of direction and purpose without overwhelming or discouraging individuals. By setting realistic goals, individuals can maintain motivation and momentum as they work towards meaningful objectives. Celebrate achievements. Focusing on progress allows individuals to celebrate small victories and milestones along the way. Instead of fixating on the end result, they can acknowledge and appreciate the progress they've made, boosting confidence and reinforcing positive behaviors. Learn from setbacks. Embracing progress over perfection encourages a growth mindset, where setbacks and failures are viewed as opportunities for learning and improvement rather than reasons for self-criticism or defeat. Individuals can reflect on challenges, adapt their strategies, and persevere in the face of adversity. Reduce stress and pressure. Striving for perfection often leads to stress, anxiety, and burnout as individuals feel the constant pressure to meet unrealistic standards. By focusing on progress, individuals can alleviate this pressure and cultivate a more balanced and sustainable approach to personal and professional development. Embrace imperfection. Recognizing that perfection is unattainable allows individuals to embrace their imperfections and vulnerabilities as part of the human experience. Instead of striving for flawless performance or appearance, they can prioritize authenticity, self-compassion, and self-acceptance. Sustain long-term growth. Progress-oriented goals promote consistency and persistence over time, leading to sustainable long-term growth and development. Rather than pursuing short-term fixes or quick fixes, individuals can focus on making gradual, incremental improvements that endure beyond temporary setbacks or challenges. Enhance well-being. Ultimately, focusing on progress over perfection contributes to greater overall well-being and life satisfaction. By setting realistic goals, celebrating progress, and learning from setbacks, individuals can cultivate a sense of fulfillment, resilience, and inner peace as they journey towards their aspirations. In summary, setting realistic goals and focusing on progress over perfection empowers individuals to pursue personal growth and fulfillment with greater resilience, self-compassion, and authenticity. By embracing imperfection and celebrating each step forward, individuals can create meaningful and sustainable change in their lives. Chapter 3. Breaking free from the illusion. Practical steps to get free from the myth of perfection. Breaking free from the myth of perfection is liberating. Here are some practical steps. Acknowledge the myth. Recognize that perfection is an unrealistic standard imposed by society or oneself. Set realistic goals. Establish achievable goals that focus on progress rather than perfection. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when facing setbacks or failures. Embrace imperfection. Understand that imperfection is part of being human and can lead to growth and learning. Challenge all or nothing thinking. Avoid black and white thinking and recognize that mistakes are opportunities for growth, not signs of failure. Focus on effort, not outcome. Celebrate your efforts in the process rather than fixating solely on the end result. Seek feedback. Be open to constructive criticism and view it as a way to improve rather than a reflection of your worth. Practice mindfulness. Stay present in the moment and cultivate awareness of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Surround yourself with supportive people. Surround yourself with individuals who value authenticity and support your journey toward self-acceptance. Celebrate progress. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small,
Encourage
and acknowledge your growth along the way. Absolutely. Self-compassion and self-acceptance are essential for mental well-being and personal growth. Here's how to encourage them. Practice self-kindness. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a friend facing a challenge. Cultivate mindfulness. Stay present in the moment and observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing yourself to experience them fully. Validate your feelings. Acknowledge and accept your emotions, recognizing that they are valid and a natural part of the human experience. Challenge negative self-talk. Replace self-criticism with positive affirmations and gentle encouragement, focusing on your strengths and efforts. Set realistic expectations. Be realistic about what you can achieve and accept that perfection is unattainable. Embrace your flaws and imperfections as part of what makes you unique. Forgive yourself. Let go of past mistakes and forgive yourself for any perceived shortcomings. Understand that making mistakes is a normal part of learning and growth. Practice gratitude. Cultivate gratitude for the things you have accomplished and the positive aspects of your life, fostering a sense of self-worth and appreciation. Surround yourself with support. Seek out supportive relationships and communities that uplift and empower you, where you can be yourself without fear of judgment. Take care of yourself. Prioritize self-care activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, helping you to recharge and replenish your inner resources. Remember your worth. Remind yourself regularly that you are worthy of love, respect, and acceptance just as you are, without needing to meet any external standards or expectations. Benefits of embracing our flaws and imperfections. Embracing our flaws and imperfections offers numerous benefits for personal growth and well-being. Authenticity. Embracing our flaws allows us to be authentic and genuine, fostering deeper connections with others who appreciate our vulnerability and honesty. Self-acceptance. Accepting our imperfections helps us develop self-compassion and self-acceptance, reducing feelings of shame and inadequacy. Resilience. Embracing imperfections builds resilience by teaching us to bounce back from setbacks and failures, seeing them as opportunities for growth rather than sources of defeat. Creativity. Our imperfections and flaws can inspire creativity and innovation as we find unique solutions to challenges and express ourselves creatively. Empathy. Through our own experiences of imperfection, we cultivate empathy for others who are also struggling, fostering deeper connections and understanding in our relationships. Freedom from perfectionism. Embracing imperfections frees us from the burden of perfectionism, allowing us to pursue our goals with greater flexibility and ease. Personal growth. Accepting our flaws and imperfections enables us to learn from our mistakes and shortcomings, leading to continuous personal growth and development. Increased confidence. Embracing imperfections boosts our confidence as we learn to appreciate ourselves for who we are, rather than striving for an unattainable ideal. Enhanced relationships. Being authentic about our imperfections strengthens our relationships by fostering trust, honesty, and intimacy with others. Inner peace. Embracing our flaws brings a sense of inner peace and contentment as we learn to love and accept ourselves unconditionally, flaws and all. Chapter 4. Embracing imperfection for growth. True growth comes from embracing our imperfections and learning from our mistakes. Certainly, embracing our imperfections and learning from our mistakes is the essence of true growth. Here's why. Humility. Acknowledging our imperfections requires humility, which opens us up to new perspectives and opportunities for growth. Resilience. When we embrace our mistakes, we develop resilience by bouncing back from setbacks and using them as stepping stones toward success. Authenticity. Embracing imperfections allows us to be authentic and genuine, fostering deeper connections with others who appreciate our vulnerability. Innovation. Mistakes often lead to innovative solutions and creative problem solving as we learn from what didn't work and adapt accordingly. Self-reflection. Learning from mistakes involves self-reflection, enabling us to gain insights into our behavior, beliefs, and values, leading to personal development. Empathy. Through our own experiences of imperfection and failure, we cultivate empathy for others who are also on their journey of growth and self-discovery. Adaptability. Embracing imperfections teaches us to be flexible and adaptable in the face of change, as we learn to navigate unexpected challenges with resilience and grace. Wisdom. Each mistake offers an opportunity for learning and growth, providing valuable lessons that contribute to our wisdom and maturity over time. Courage. It takes courage to acknowledge our imperfections and learn from our mistakes, but doing so allows us to step into our full potential and live authentically. Continuous improvement. True growth is an ongoing process fueled by our willingness to embrace imperfection and learn from our experiences, leading to a life of continuous improvement and fulfillment. Stories of individuals who have achieved success and fulfillment by accepting themselves as they are. Certainly, here are a few examples of individuals who have achieved success and fulfillment by accepting themselves as they are. Frank Brown. Frank Brown is a research professor and author who has gained widespread recognition for her work on vulnerability, courage, and shame. Through her own journey of self-discovery, Brown learned to embrace her imperfections and vulnerability, which led to profound personal growth and success. Her TED Talks and best-selling books, such as The Gifts of Imperfection and Daring Greatly, have inspired millions worldwide to cultivate self-compassion and authenticity. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is a media mogul, philanthropist, and former talk show host who has openly shared her struggles with self-esteem and body image throughout her life. Despite facing adversity and criticism, Winfrey embraced her authenticity and used her platform to uplift and empower others. By accepting herself as she is, Winfrey has achieved unparalleled success and become a beacon of inspiration for countless individuals around the world. Closing thoughts: breaking free from the illusion of perfection is essential for leading a balanced and fulfilling life. It allows individuals to cultivate self-compassion, authenticity, and resilience, leading to greater happiness and satisfaction. By embracing imperfection and celebrating progress over perfection, individuals can unlock their true potential and live authentically. Thanks for watching. Click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel.